Have you ever sat in your room, stared at your phone, and realized there's no one to call? Have you walked past groups of friends laughing and wondered, why don't I have anyone like that? Do you feel like everyone else is living life together while you're standing on the sidelines, quiet, unseen, and maybe a little forgotten? Let's say you posted something personal online, and not one person replied. No messages, no likes, no reactions. It's not about the post. It's that sinking feeling that no one is really there. That moment is hard. It feels like you don't matter. But what if that moment isn't the end, but the beginning of something deeper? Buddhism has long spoken about the power of solitude, not as something to fear, but as something to understand. Before we dive deep, welcome to Wisdom Woven, a place where we explore life's real struggles through the calming lens of Buddhist wisdom. If this message speaks to your heart, even a little, please like this video, comment below your thoughts, share it with someone who needs it, and most importantly, subscribe. There's so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% subscribes. So please, help us grow this peaceful corner of the internet by subscribing right now. Now, let's begin this journey. In Buddhism, being alone is not seen as a punishment. It's not something to be ashamed of. In fact, the Buddha himself spent years alone before he found the truth. He didn't fear loneliness. He walked into it, sat with it, and saw what most people run away from. When you are without friends, your mind becomes louder. That silence can hurt, but it can also teach. When there's no one around to distract you, you can finally hear yourself. You begin to ask, who am I really? The teachings of the Dhamma say that peace does not come from people around you. It comes from the mind within you. So if you're alone right now, don't panic. Don't rush. You are not broken. You are just beginning to listen. And Buddhism has many lessons to guide you on this quiet, powerful path. Stay with us. This is just the beginning. The Buddha's early solitude and its silent power. Come sit down. Breathe gently. Let me tell you something not many people think about. Before the Buddha became the Buddha, he was alone, truly alone. He left behind a palace. He left behind his wife. He left behind his son, not because he didn't love them, but because he was searching. He walked into the forests with no map, no phone, no guide, just silence, trees, and his own mind. He slept under the open sky, not knowing if it would rain or shine. He ate little. He spoke less. The world around him was filled with noise, but inside, he was learning to be still. Why did he do this? Why would someone leave everyone behind? It's because he saw something very few dare to see, that even with many people around you, you can still feel empty. And even with no one beside you, you can feel full. Loneliness, my dear one, is not the absence of people. It is the absence of connection to your own heart. And the Buddha wanted to reconnect deeply, not just with his mind, but with truth. You see, he didn't run from the world. He walked toward the root of his suffering. That's different. He wasn't escaping. He was looking. He was feeling every fear, every craving, every whisper of sadness without hiding. He sat under a Bodhi tree, alone, not for one day, not two, but until truth revealed itself. And what did he find? He found that peace is not gifted by another person. Peace is not handed to you by a friend, a partner, or a parent. Peace comes when you stop searching for others to fix your loneliness and begin listening to what it's trying to say. Solitude is not weakness. Solitude is a test. The Buddha passed that test with silence, stillness, and strength. And so can you. Do not think that being alone means you are unloved. The sun is alone, and yet it gives light to the whole earth. The moon is alone, and yet it moves the tides, touches the night sky, and softens the darkness. When you walk alone, your footsteps become your own teacher. Your breath becomes your own friend. Your heart becomes your home. And you begin to see, not having friends isn't always a curse. Sometimes it is the beginning of awakening. People may not understand your path. Let them not understand. They didn't understand the Buddha's journey either. He was called mad, strange, isolated, but he knew something they didn't. He knew that silence reveals what noise hides. If you sit quietly with your thoughts, they will scare you at first. They will shout. You are not enough. But if you keep sitting, keep breathing, those voices begin to slow down. Soon, you'll hear another voice. It is soft, ancient, and full of wisdom. It says, you are whole. You are light. You are enough. You won't need hundreds of friends to feel that truth. You won't need endless likes or messages. You'll just need one thing, your own stillness. Now, I'm not saying to reject friendships forever. No, but do not think your worth depends on them. Whether people come or go, your heart must remain steady like the mountain. Friendships built on fear of being alone are fragile. But friendships built after you've embraced solitude are deep, honest, and peaceful. So if you're alone now, don't fill that space with noise. Sit with it. Listen to it. Walk with it. Because that is exactly what the Buddha did. And in doing so, he became something the world had never seen before. A light that shines not from others, but from within. Your time in silence is your preparation. Your solitude is not empty. It is sacred. So walk slowly. Breathe gently. Know that you are not lost. You are just discovering the way. And when you begin to understand that being alone can be a doorway to truth, you will stop fearing it. You will start loving it. And one day, when others ask you, aren't you lonely? You will smile and say, not at all. I've met someone very special myself. True companionship starts with the self. Come closer and listen like you're hearing an old truth whispered through the wind. You say you don't have any friends? But there's no one who texts you first. No one who checks in on your birthday. No one who waits for you, laughs with you, or says, I missed you when you're gone. Yes, that feeling is real. That emptiness, it stings. But here, let's pause. Let's breathe. Let's take a deeper look at what friendship really means. Because often, what we're searching for in others is something we've never learned to give to ourselves. In the teachings of the Buddha, there's no one more important than your own mind. Not your neighbor, not your parents, not even your teacher. Why? Because no one follows you like your mind does. You wake up with it. You eat with it. You walk with it. Even when you sleep, it dreams with you. So let me ask you gently, have you ever been a friend to your own mind? Have you spoken to it with kindness? Have you sat with it when it was hurting? Or have you scolded it, ignored it, tried to drown out with noise? We all want someone to understand us, don't we? But what if the one who needs to understand you the most is you? When the Buddha left his palace and walked into the forest, he wasn't surrounded by friends. He didn't have company, music, or warm meals. He had silence. He had uncertainty. He had his own wandering thoughts. But in that silence, he began to meet himself. And slowly, the friendship between his heart and mind began to grow. In Buddhism, the idea of kalyamita, or noble friendship, is very important. But it doesn't always mean having someone beside you. Sometimes, noble friendship begins when your mind starts treating your heart gently. When your thoughts become less harsh. When you say, it's okay, instead of, what's wrong with me? You see, many people are never alone, but they are always lonely. Because they never truly meet themselves. They keep jumping from one distraction to the next, hoping to fill a space they never took the time to understand. And then there are those who seem to be alone, but they are deeply at peace. They sit with themselves as they would with an old friend. They speak with honesty. They listen with patience. They rest with stillness. If you feel like nobody loves you, start with love that doesn't depend on anyone. Sit down, place your hand on your chest, and say, I'm here. I won't abandon you. Say it again and again until the words no longer feel strange, until they feel like a warm blanket around your heart. The Buddha taught that everything begins in the mind. Every joy, every sorrow, every hope, every fear. So it makes sense that healing begins there too. Now, ask yourself, how do you treat your own company? Do you rush to avoid it? Or do you cherish it? Think of it like this. If your thoughts were a person, would you want to spend time with them? If not, then this is the perfect time to change how you speak to yourself. A true friend doesn't always say what you want to hear, but they never leave when you're struggling. You can become that kind of friend to yourself. One who stays, who listens, who forgives. People spend years trying to find the right one to complete them, but Buddhism reminds us, you are already whole. Companionship is not about someone completing you, but but about two whole beings walking together freely. So, in this season of your life, if you have no one walking beside you, walk slowly. Don't chase. Don't beg. Don't try to be what others like. Just walk. Gently, mindfully, in your own rhythm. When you stop needing someone to fill the silence, you start hearing the most honest truths. You begin to understand what you value. What makes your heart soft? What brings you peace? And when you understand that, you won't just attract people. You'll attract the right people. Those who see your calmness and are drawn to it like thirsty travelers to a clear spring. But even then, your deepest friendship will remain with yourself. The Buddha said, if you find no one to support you on the spiritual path, walk alone. There is no companionship with the immature. So today, let's take the first step in true companionship. Not with another, but with the self. Sit, breathe, smile softly, and say quietly, I am here, and that is enough. Because once you truly become your own friend, loneliness turns into solitude. Silence becomes a song. In your life, exactly as it is, becomes more than enough, replacing loneliness with inner clarity. Come sit. Let the noise of the world fall behind you. You've been walking with loneliness beside you, haven't you? Like a shadow that never leaves. Quiet in the morning, heavy in the night. But listen closely now, not all shadows are enemies. Some are teachers. Loneliness feels like something is missing. You look around and see people laughing, hugging, talking. You see pictures on phones, stories on screens, and you wonder, why not me? You think, maybe if I had more friends, more people, more attention, this weight in my heart would disappear. But, child of the earth, even among crowds, a person can feel alone. This loneliness, it is not always about others. It is a whisper from your own mind, asking for your attention. Buddhism does not say, chase friendships. It says, understand your mind. The Buddha walked alone for many years, not because he disliked others, but because he wanted to know the truth clearly. When you are alone, distractions are gone. And when distractions are gone, the truth begins to rise like a lotus through the mud. But first the mud, that is what you feel. The discomfort, the doubt, the ache in your chest. It's okay. Sit with it. Don't push it away. Watch it. Ask it gently. What are you trying to show me? That's the beginning of clarity. In Buddhism, we call this vipassana, clear seeing, not through your eyes, but through your awareness. When you stop fighting the loneliness, when you stop thinking it is wrong to be alone, something begins to shift. You begin to see. You see your fears, your longings, your past pains, and slowly you see that you are not those things. Aloneness becomes a mirror. It reflects everything you carry inside. But most people turn away. They say, it's too much. It hurts. But the wise say, let it hurt, then let it heal. And healing begins when you stop expecting the outside world to fix your inside world. So let's talk about the inside. Inside, there is restlessness. A part of you wants company. That's natural. But there's another part, small and quiet, that wants stillness, peace, truth. If you stop feeding only the restless part, the peaceful part can grow. How? Start with one breath. Just one. Feel it enter your body. Stay with it until it leaves. That breath is not lonely. That breath is not empty. It is full of life, of being, of now. The Buddha taught that the present moment is a treasure. Not because it is exciting, but because it is real. In your solitude, you can see each moment clearly. You can hear the wind, taste your tea, feel your feet on the ground. This is mindfulness, being with what is. And in that space, something magical happens. You stop being a person who is missing something. You become a being who is witnessing everything. Have you noticed how the sky doesn't complain when no one looks at it? Or how a mountain stands, whether admired or ignored? You're like that mountain. Strong, still, and steady. You just forgot for a while. There's a story. A monk once sat under a tree for 20 years. People said he was wasting his life. But the monk smiled. He had discovered the joy of being with himself. Not because he was better, but because he saw clearly. No one can truly walk your path for you. And in that truth, he found peace. Now, I ask you, when you sit in silence, what do you hear? At first, maybe it's doubt, sadness, regret. But if you keep sitting, keep breathing, keep watching, eventually you hear calm. You hear truth. You hear yourself. Don't be afraid of that voice. It's been waiting to speak with you. Not in words, but in awareness. And awareness is freedom. People come and go. Some will love you. Some will leave you. Some will forget you. But your awareness? It never leaves. It's always there, like a candle in the dark. And if you tend to it, that small flame becomes a light that shows you the way. This is how loneliness becomes clarity. Not by escaping it, but by stepping into it. Like the Buddha did. Like countless monks, nuns, and seekers still do today. When you don't need someone else to make you feel worthy, you become free. You become whole. You become peaceful. And that peace, it's not loud. It won't shout or dance. It will just sit beside you, quiet, kind, and strong, like a true friend. So next time you feel lonely, don't reach for your phone. Reach for your breath. Reach for your awareness. Sit, be still, and say to yourself, this is not emptiness. This is clarity growing. Stay with your path. It's a beautiful one. Attachment, friendship, and the illusion of need. So you feel empty because you don't have friends? You think something is wrong because no one is sitting beside you? Let me tell you something. Just because a tree stands alone in the field does not mean it is weak. In fact, that tree grows stronger roots deeper into the earth without leaning on others. You believe that friendships are necessary to feel happy. You feel sad when no one calls. You feel unworthy when no one invites you. But have you ever stopped to ask, why do I feel this way? Is it because you truly need someone? Or is it because you are afraid of being with yourself? In Buddhism, there is a powerful truth. Attachment causes suffering. That includes attachment to people, to comfort, to the idea of always being surrounded by others. We think, if I have no friends, my life is not complete. But this is an illusion, just like a mirage in the desert. You keep chasing it, and the more you chase, the more tired and thirsty you become. Friendship, when rooted in need, is not true friendship. It's a trade. I give you attention, you give me comfort. That's not love. That's fear. You fear being alone, so you cling. But Buddha said, clinging is the root of all sorrow. Now think about this. Have you ever been surrounded by people, yet still felt lonely? Have you ever laughed in a group, but deep inside, you felt invisible? That's because the presence of others does not erase your emptiness. Only inner understanding can do that. There was a man who came to the Buddha and said, I am lonely. I have no friends. The Buddha replied, be your own island. The man was confused. The Buddha smiled and explained, you were searching for others to complete you, but everything you need is already inside you. True friendship begins after you stop needing it. Yes, read that again. When you no longer depend on people to fill your gaps, only then do you attract real connection. Not out of need, but from peace. If you meet someone while you're full of peace, you won't demand anything. You won't expect them to rescue you. You will simply walk together, side by side, for a while. And if they leave, you will bow with gratitude and continue walking alone. That is freedom. We must stop believing that being friendless is a failure. No, my dear one, it is a time of growth. A cocoon is not a prison. It is a transformation. The caterpillar does not cry because no butterflies are talking to it. It rests. It trusts. Then it flies. The Buddha often went into the forest alone. No companions. No one to entertain him. Silence was his friend. Trees were his listeners. The wind was his company. And in that aloneness, he found enlightenment. If he needed people every moment, do you think he could have found the truth? But we live in a world that fears solitude. We rush to social media, to chats, to loud places, just to escape ourselves. But the one we keep escaping is the one who needs the most love, our own heart. So the Zen path says, sit with yourself. Breathe. Watch your thoughts. Notice how they scream for attention. I need someone. I want someone to text me. I want to be noticed. Just observe. Do not obey. These are waves, and waves always pass. The mind plays tricks. It says, if no one loves me, I am not lovable. That is false. You are lovable, even if no one says it, even if no one sees it. Just like the moon still shines behind the clouds. People's absence does not define your worth. Remember this: attachment is not love. Needing is not connection. Depending is not strength. If you can learn to enjoy your own company, you have found a treasure many never discover. You don't have to fight loneliness. You just have to understand it. When you stop resisting, it softens. It whispers instead of screams. It becomes your teacher. And slowly, very slowly, something beautiful happens. You realize that being alone is not painful anymore. It becomes peaceful. It becomes restful. You're no longer waiting for a message, for someone to pick you, for someone to rescue you. You become whole. And then, if someone comes into your life, they don't find a broken heart begging to be fixed. They find a calm soul already complete. And that is the most beautiful kind of friendship. No chains, no begging, just walking together freely. So don't fear the days you spend alone. Use them, grow in them, meditate, walk, read, breathe, watch the sunset, talk to your heart. This is your time to become the kind of person you are always looking for. And when you finally reach that place, the need disappears. You stop asking, why don't I have friends? Instead, you smile and say, I have peace. And that's enough. That, my dear, is the Buddhist way. Simple, quiet, deep. Let go, and you'll be free. Let go of the idea that you need friends to be happy. Then, maybe, true friends will come. Or maybe not. But you'll be fine either way. Finding strength in spiritual solitude. Oh, my dear one, so you feel alone. The world seems so noisy, yet no one hears you. You sit by yourself, wondering if something is missing. If not having people around means something is wrong. But come closer. Sit quietly. Let the wind of the world slow down. You are not broken. You are not forgotten. You are simply on the path of spiritual solitude. Let me tell you something that may surprise you. There's a kind of strength that only grows in silence. There's a kind of wisdom that only appears when you're alone. Most people chase crowds. They want noise, laughter, and endless chatter. But the one who dares to sit with themselves, to truly listen to their heart, finds something others do not. The Buddha himself chose solitude, not because he hated people, not because he was sad, but because he knew the truth is not out there, it is inside. The more we chase others to fix our loneliness, the further we run from what actually heals us. You might be thinking, but I feel so empty without friends. Yes, that feeling is real, and it is okay. But emptiness is not always a bad thing. It is the space where light can enter. It is the open room where you can build something strong on your own. There was once a monk who lived in the forest. No one visited him. No one spoke to him. Many thought, how lonely he must be. But when someone finally asked him if he was lonely, he smiled and said, lonely? No, I have the sky above, the wind through the trees, and my breath. What more do I need? Solitude does not mean sadness. It means being full without needing others to fill you. This is spiritual strength. When you're alone, you meet the real you. The you that is not trying to impress anyone. The you that doesn't wear a mask. The you that is raw, simple, and deeply human. In that space, healing happens. Buddhism teaches us to become friends with ourselves first. If you can't sit with your own mind for 10 minutes, how can you expect someone else to want to sit with you for a lifetime? The Dhammapada says, if you find no one to support you on a spiritual path, walk alone. There is no companionship with the immature. This is not harsh. This is truth. Being alone gives you the time to grow, to become wise, to become someone who does not need constant approval or attention. Think of the lotus flower. It blooms in the mud, alone. No gardener, no crowd, no cheer. It rises slowly, beautifully, with patience. In solitude, you are becoming like that flower. When you're with others too much, your mind becomes noisy. You begin to compare, to crave, to desire. But when you're in solitude, you start to notice your own thoughts. And with that awareness, you can shape your mind like a sculptor shapes clay. Meditation becomes deeper in solitude. There are no distractions, no one to perform for. You just sit, breathe, and observe. And as the breath deepens, the heart softens. The pain starts to melt. The fear of being alone transforms into a peaceful quietness. Have you noticed something? When you're alone, time slows down. You can watch a leaf fall. You can feel the warmth of tea in your hand. You can hear your own footsteps. These small things, people in a busy world miss them. But you, in solitude, can enjoy them fully. Some of the greatest spiritual masters in history, Buddha, Milarepa, Bodhidharma, they all embraced long periods of solitude, not to escape the world, but to understand it better. They knew, to light a lamp for others, you must first find your own flame. Right now, you may feel weak, but this time of aloneness is giving you something strong. You're building resilience. You're learning how to stand without support. You're discovering your center, your calm. So next time you feel that sting of loneliness, try this. Sit down. Close your eyes. Place your hand on your heart and say, I am here. I am enough. I am not empty. I am becoming whole. Let the silence be your teacher. Let your breath be your friend. Let your presence be your comfort. You are not as alone as you think. You have yourself. You have the Dhamma. And when you truly walk this path, you will begin to realize the most powerful friendships are not with many people, but with one peaceful self. Stay still. Be gentle. You are on a sacred path. The one who walks alone today may become the light that others seek tomorrow. The Dhamma as your eternal friend. In the quiet moments of life, when the world grows still and the noise fades away, you may feel the absence of friends keenly. The heart longs for connection. The mind asks, who will be with me when no one else stays? This feeling is natural. Yet, in the wisdom of the Buddha, there's a friend far greater than any person, a friend that never leaves, never fails, and never judges. This friend is the Dhamma. The Dhamma is the teaching of truth, the way things truly are. It is the path to understanding, peace, and freedom. When all human friends may come and go, the Dhamma remains. It is the eternal companion for those who seek a deeper friendship beyond the changing faces of the world. Imagine this: a friend who listens to your sorrows without distraction, a friend who does not need rest or sleep, who is always ready to guide you when your heart is heavy or your mind is restless. This is the Dhamma. When you feel lonely, the Dhamma offers you a place to rest, a shelter from the storms of life. It is not promised to fill your life with endless chatter or noisy company. Instead, it invites you to find comfort in understanding your own heart and mind. To understand this friend, you must first see clearly the nature of friendship itself. Friends come to us with kindness, laughter, and companionship, but they're also caught in the cycle of birth, aging, sickness, and death. They're like the seasons, sometimes warm and bright, sometimes cold and distant. The Dhamma, however, is beyond all this. It teaches us about impermanence, that all things change and nothing lasts forever. This truth can seem sad at first, but when truly understood, it frees us from clinging and fear. When you realize that even friends come and go, you begin to look for a friendship that does not depend on the changing world. This is where the Dhamma becomes your anchor. It is not a person, but a living truth. It is not a feeling, but a clear seeing. The Buddha said, there is no treasure equal to the Dhamma. Why? Because the Dhamma is the way out of suffering, is the light in darkness, the path to true peace. Think of it this way. When you walk through a forest, the trees may block your path. Friends may help you find a way, but sometimes they're not there. The Dhamma is like the sun shining above the trees, guiding your steps even when no one else is around. To befriend the Dhamma, you do not need to look outside yourself. You simply turn inward with kindness and curiosity. You watch your breath, your thoughts, your feelings. You learn to be present with whatever arises, without running away or holding on too tightly. This practice is the deepest friendship you can develop. It teaches patience, compassion, and wisdom. It teaches that you are enough, just as you are. Loneliness may visit you, but becomes softer when you walk with the Dhamma. It is like a gentle teacher showing you how to hold your own hand with care. The Dhamma also shows us the importance of letting go. When we cling too tightly to people, to things, or to the idea of friendship, we create suffering for ourselves. The Dhamma teaches us to love freely, without attachment. In this way, the Dhamma helps us understand the true meaning of friendship, not possession or need, but kindness and freedom. Sometimes, you may feel afraid to be alone. The mind creates stories of loneliness that can trap you in sadness. The Dhamma invites you to watch these stories without judgment, to see them as passing clouds in the sky of your mind. As you practice, you begin to find joy in stillness, peace in silence. The Dhamma becomes a friend who whispers, "You are not alone." In the stories of the Buddha's life, we see that even he spent time alone in the forest. Yet, he never felt truly alone because he carried the Dhamma within him. This inner truth was his closest friend. When your heart is heavy with loneliness, remember the Dhamma. It is the light that never fades, the truth that never leaves. It is your eternal friend, waiting patiently for you to open your heart. In this friendship, there is no need for words. There is only the quiet understanding that all beings are connected by the same breath, the same life, the same truth. So when you feel isolated, do not despair. Turn toward the Dhamma. Let it be your companion on the path. In its embrace, you will find a friendship deeper than any you have known. This friend will never judge you. It will never betray you. It will simply be there, steady and true, helping you see the beauty in your own heart. As you walk this path, you may meet other friends along the way. Some will stay, some will leave. But the Dhamma will remain your faithful guide, your eternal companion. Remember this, friendship is not just about others. It is about the connection you have with life itself. And that connection is alive in the Dhamma. So, cultivate this friendship every day. Sit quietly, breathe deeply, listen closely. The Dhamma is speaking softly, surely, patiently. And in this sacred friendship, loneliness loses its power. You begin to know peace. You begin to know yourself. The role of mindfulness when you're alone. Dear one, please sit with me for a moment and breathe. Let us talk about something precious, mindfulness. When you are alone, sometimes the mind feels heavy and restless. You might feel lost or even afraid. This is natural, but there's a way to walk gently through these moments. Mindfulness is simply paying close attention, right now, to what is happening inside and outside you. It means noticing your breath, your thoughts, your feelings without pushing them away or chasing after them. It is like watching clouds float in the sky, letting them come and go without holding on. When you have no one beside you, mindfulness becomes your true friend. It helps you turn the mind from noise to calm. The Buddha taught that our suffering comes from wanting things to be different than they are. When you practice mindfulness, you learn to accept the present moment exactly as it is. Think about the last time you felt lonely. Perhaps your mind was spinning with worries. What if no one cares? What if I will always be alone? These thoughts make the heart heavy. But mindfulness is the light that shows you these thoughts clearly. You see them as clouds, not as your true self. This seeing is the first step to freedom. When you observe your feelings and thoughts without judgment, you begin to understand that they are not permanent. Loneliness is like a wave. It rises, crashes, and falls away. It is not the ocean itself. In Buddhist practice, there is a simple exercise called noting. When a thought or feeling arises, you gently name it in your mind. Thinking, feeling lonely, worrying. This act of naming creates a small space between you and the thought. Suddenly, you are not lost in the emotion. You are watching it. When alone, this practice can be your refuge. You don't have to run from sadness or fear. Instead, you acknowledge them. You say, "I see you. You are here now, but you will not control me." Mindfulness also helps you connect deeply with your body. Often, when loneliness feels overwhelming, the mind tries to escape into past regrets or future fears. But the body lives in the present moment. When you feel the ground beneath your feet, the rise and fall of your breath, you anchor yourself in now. Try this simple practice now. Sit quietly and feel your breath enter and leave your body. Don't change it. Just feel it. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back to the breath. With time, this becomes easier, and you begin to find peace inside your own presence. You may wonder, if I'm always alone, how can mindfulness help me feel connected? This is a good question. The answer lies in understanding that connection begins within. When you are mindful, you meet yourself with kindness and respect. You become a true companion to your own heart. This inner companionship is the foundation of all other relationships. If you cannot be at peace with yourself, no friend outside can truly satisfy your heart. But when you practice mindfulness, you learn to hold your own company with gentle care. In the quiet moments, mindfulness reveals the true nature of the mind. It is like a clear lake that reflects the sky. When the lake is still, you can see the clouds, the trees, and even your own reflection clearly. But when the water is stormy, the image is blurred. Mindfulness calms the water. Being alone is not a punishment. It is an opportunity to learn this art of stillness. The Buddhist said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." Mindfulness is the path inward, the way to meet peace in your own heart. You may feel tempted to fill the silence with noise, your phone, music, or endless thoughts. But what if you allowed the silence to be a teacher? What if you welcomed the stillness as a friend? When you practice mindfulness during these quiet times, you start to notice small joys, a cool breeze, the warmth of sunlight, the sound of birds. These simple gifts awaken a sense of gratitude. Gratitude grows your heart and softens the feeling of loneliness. Sometimes you will notice discomfort, restlessness, sadness, or fear may arise. Mindfulness does not make these feelings disappear magically. Instead, it helps you sit with them patiently. Like a gardener tending to a delicate flower, you care for your feelings without pushing them away. In Buddhism, this is called equanimity, a balanced mind that neither clings to joy nor runs from pain. When you practice mindfulness alone, you cultivate this balance. Your mind becomes like a steady flame, not easily blown out by the winds of emotions. Let's remember that mindfulness is a practice, not a goal. Some days, your mind will be calm like a still pond. Other days, it will be stormy. Both are okay. Each moment of mindfulness builds strength and wisdom inside you. You do not need a crowd to practice mindfulness. Your own presence is enough. The breath is your guide, your anchor in the present. As you continue on this path, you will find that being alone changes. It no longer feels empty or lonely. Instead, it becomes a time to grow, to heal, and to know yourself deeply. With mindfulness, you become your own best friend. You learn to listen without judgment, to hold yourself tenderly, and to find peace even when the world feels distant. So next time you feel alone, remember to come back to your breath. Watch your thoughts like clouds passing in the sky. Offer kindness to your heart as you would to a dear friend. This practice may seem small, but it has great power. It transforms loneliness into presence, fear into courage, and silence into wisdom. Walk gently with yourself. In this quiet path of mindfulness, you are never truly alone. The whole universe is with you in every breath, every moment, every heartbeat. May you find peace in your own company. May your heart grow soft with compassion. And may mindfulness be your light in the quiet spaces of life. The power of metta for the friendless heart. Listen carefully, dear one. If you feel like you don't have any friends, if your heart feels heavy and quiet, then this is the perfect time to learn about metta. Metta is a Pali word. It means loving kindness. Not just kindness to others, but kindness to yourself, to your thoughts, to your pain, and even to strangers. In this world, we often think love must come from outside, from friends, family, relationships. But Buddhism says something very different. True love begins inside you. When your heart is full of metta, even if you're sitting alone under a tree, you feel connected to every tree, every bird, every breath of wind. You don't need someone to sit next to you because your heart is already open. When the Buddha taught metta, he didn't say, give it only to your best friends. He said, send loving kindness to all beings, like a mother protects her only child. Even to people who ignore you, even to those who left you, even to those who never knew you. Start very small. Sit down quietly, breathe slowly, and say in your heart, may I be happy, may I be safe, may I be free from suffering. It may feel strange at first. It may feel fake. But don't stop. Say it again, gently, with care. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be free from suffering. Now, think of someone who has been kind to you. A teacher, a neighbor, even someone from long ago. Say, may you be happy. May you be safe. May you be free from suffering. Then, slowly, bring to mind people you feel neutral about. Say the same words. Finally, think of someone you don't like, or someone who hurt you. Yes, even them. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you be free from suffering. You're not doing this for them. You're doing this for yourself. To release the pain. To open the heart. To let the river of kindness flow through you. Sometimes, people feel empty when they are alone because their heart has been closed for too long. When you practice metta, it's like slowly opening a window in a dark room. Light comes in. You may not have friends right now, but that does not mean you are unworthy. That does not mean you are unloved. It just means you are between chapters. And in this quiet space, you can begin writing a new one with love. Metta does not need approval. It does not need permission. It does not need to be returned. When you sit with metta, your heart becomes like a sun. The sun shines on all, without asking anything back. The sun does not wonder, do they like me? It just shines. You can be like that, even in a small room, even with no messages on your phone, even with no one around, you can shine. In the Dhammapada, the Buddha said, hate is not conquered by hate. Hate is conquered by love. This is the eternal law. When you feel alone, the heart can turn bitter. You can begin to hate others. Or worse, you may begin to hate yourself. That is why metta is medicine. If your heart feels sharp, if your thoughts are angry, if your voice inside is cruel, breathe and return to metta. Say, may I be happy. May I be safe. May I be free. Say it until your breathing slows. Say it until the tightness in your chest loosens. Say it until tears come. Let them come. That is healing. Loneliness is not a curse. It is a calling. It is the voice of your heart saying, please listen to me. I'm still here. You may walk through a market, a street, a city, and feel invisible. But when you walk with metta, the whole world becomes your silent companion. You may see someone sitting alone on a bench. In your heart, say, may you be happy. They don't need to know, but you will know. You are no longer empty. You are no longer cold. You are no longer waiting for love. You are creating it. Metta does not erase problems. It does not guarantee new friends, but it changes your relationship with life. You stop chasing. You start glowing. And sometimes, when your heart is full and open, the right people appear. Not because you needed them, but because your heart had space for them. So sit, breathe, whisper the words. They are simple, but they hold deep power. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be free. You may feel nothing at first. That is okay. Water takes time to wear down stone. Kindness takes time to soften a hurt heart. But keep going. Do it like brushing your teeth. Do it like drinking water. Make metta part of your life. Even if no one hugs you, even if no one texts you, even if no one remembers your birthday, metta remembers. And slowly, without anyone seeing, you will become light. A quiet, strong, peaceful light. And others, who are in the dark, may see your light and feel hope. That is the secret power of metta. And that is the path of those who walk alone but never feel lonely again. Building compassion without relationships. So, you don't have any close friends right now. Maybe you feel empty. Maybe your chest feels heavy some nights. You see others talking, laughing, hugging, making memories, and inside, you wonder, is something wrong with me? But listen carefully. Not having people around does not mean your heart is useless. In fact, this is the perfect moment to grow something very powerful, compassion. Yes, you can build compassion, even without relationships. You don't need someone to hold your hand before you start to care. You don't need a best friend to become kind. Compassion is not something others give you. It's something you awaken inside yourself. In Buddhism, compassion is called karu. It's one of the four immeasurables, the limitless qualities of a wise and awakened heart. The Buddha didn't say, "Only be compassionate to your friends." He said, "Let your compassion be like the rain, falling on all without choosing." And you, even if you're sitting alone today, can begin to let this gentle rain fall from your own heart. So how do we start? First, we must stop thinking compassion is only a feeling, is not only that warm emotional moment. No, real compassion is an action, a mindset, a willingness to ease suffering, yours and others. Start where you are. If you feel alone, don't run from it. Sit still. Feel your chest rising and falling. Notice the thoughts that tell you, "I'm not enough." Then gently reply, "Even this thought deserves kindness." Yes, that's right. Even your most painful feeling deserves your compassion. Take a breath. Now look at the world around you. Maybe you hear a bird outside. Maybe you hear traffic. Whatever it is, someone out there is also going through something. Someone is sick. Someone just lost their job. Someone is angry. Someone is sitting in a dark room like you, wondering why they feel so forgotten. You're not the only one. This is important, because the moment you realize others are suffering too, your heart begins to soften. This is the seed of compassion. Let's go deeper. When we're in relationships, it's easy to show love. People smile at us, we smile back. They hug us, we hug back. But when no one's around, that's the test. That's where real compassion is born. Can you be kind without reward? Can you care even when there's no one to notice it? Can you feel softness in your chest for someone who will never thank you? If you can do that, your heart is becoming strong. The Buddha called this strength, boundless compassion. It's not small. It's not personal. It's like the sun. It shines even when no one looks up. So try this. Each day, pick one person in your mind. Someone you don't know. It could be the delivery man, a shopkeeper, a teacher, a stranger you saw once. Hold their image gently in your heart and say silently, "May you be free from pain. May you be happy. May you be peaceful." No one will hear it. No one will praise you. But something inside you will grow. And then turn this practice inward. Say to yourself, "May I be free from pain. May I be happy. May I be peaceful." Do this every day. Not once. Not twice. Make it part of your life like brushing your teeth. Even if no one sees you. Especially when no one sees you. Eventually, you'll find something strange is happening. You'll start smiling more at others. You'll speak more gently. You'll judge less. You'll feel softer, not weaker, but wiser. The loneliness may still come, but it won't control you. Because now, even in your silence, you are connected. Remember, in Buddhism, compassion is not about creating attachments. It's about dissolving the walls between me and them. When you remove that line, you realize everyone is like you. Everyone wants to be loved. Everyone is struggling with something unseen. Now I'll tell you a story, a short one. There was a monk who lived on the edge of a village. He had no friends, no visitors. People thought he was strange. He never asked for help. But every morning, the monk swept the temple steps. Rain or sun, sickness or health, he swept. One day, a traveler passed and asked, "Why do you sweep when no one comes here?" The monk smiled gently and said, "I do not sweep for others to walk. I sweep so my heart stays clean." That is compassion. Doing something good, even when no one sees. Loving, even when you are alone. Speaking kindly, even when your own mind is screaming. That is the path of the compassionate warrior. So don't believe the world when it says you need friends to be kind. You don't. You just need a heart that refuses to close. Yes, friendships are beautiful. But compassion, true compassion, is bigger than friendships. It's not limited to who's near you. It's not limited to who likes you. It flows endlessly when you choose to open. Today, if your phone is silent, if your door hasn't knocked in days, if your heart is aching for someone to see you, then become your own light. Be the compassion you wish others showed you. Because the world needs people like you. People who are kind even when no one is watching. This is not weakness. This is deep, ancient strength. This is how the Buddha lived. This is how the awakened ones walked, quietly, humbly, lovingly. And now, you are walking with them. Keep going. When no one understands you, what the Buddha would say. Sit down, my dear one. Today, let's talk about that deep, quiet ache you carry. That strange feeling inside your chest when you look around and say, no one really understands me. You may smile in front of others, but deep down, you feel like a stranger among people. You try to speak, but your words fall empty. You try to explain your heart, but it's like no one hears you. You're not alone in feeling this. Many have walked the same path. Even the Buddha, yes, long ago, even he stood alone, misunderstood by the world around him. Not everyone saw his truth. Not everyone believed in his silence. Some called him mad, some ignored him. But he stayed still, calm, steady. Why? Because he understood something important. It's okay if the world does not understand you. What matters is that you understand yourself. You see, this life is not always about being known by others. It is about knowing your own heart. When you search for others to approve of you or understand your pain, you hand your peace into their hands. And when they don't understand, you suffer. But the Buddha taught a different way. He said, return to your breath. Return to your silence. Don't beg others to understand you. Learn to be at peace within yourself. Let me tell you a story. A young monk once asked the Buddha, Master, I try to explain my path to others, but they laugh at me. They say I'm strange. They say I'm wasting my life. Why don't they see what I see? The Buddha smiled gently and said, if someone does not know the taste of water, no words can describe it. Only when they drink it, they will understand. Do not waste your peace trying to explain water to the thirsty who refuse to drink. You see, sometimes the people around you are simply not ready to understand your heart. And that is not your fault. That is just life. Flowers bloom when the season is right, not when we force them. So, if you're walking your own path and no one claps for you, it's okay. Walk anyway. If your dreams are laughed at, dream anyway. If your pain is unseen, feel it anyway. Because in the Dhamma, we do not need others to validate our truth. We learn to sit with it, like a candle glowing quietly in the dark. But yes, it hurts, doesn't it? We try to speak your truth, and others turn away. When you open your heart and receive silence in return, it feels like you are invisible. But I say to you now, you are not invisible to yourself. Sit down, breathe, be still, listen to the wind. This is where the Buddha's wisdom grows strong. He taught us to find companionship not just in people, but in nature, in truth, in silence. The trees do not speak your language, but they understand you. The sky never asks you to explain yourself, but it watches over you. The breath doesn't ask questions, but it stays with you every moment. That is why the Buddha smiled, even when others mocked him. He had already made peace with the silence inside. And you can too. Now let's go deeper. When no one understands your suffering, you can still understand it yourself. When you sit quietly and say, yes, this pain is here. It hurts, but I see it. Then slowly the pain softens. Why? Because you're giving yourself what others cannot. Compassion. You don't need a crowd to heal. You need honesty. You need presence. You need patience. The Buddha said, the one who conquers themselves is greater than the one who conquers 1,000 enemies. So, even if people misunderstand your silence, your choices, your path, do not be shaken. Return to your center. Be the friend you never had. Be the listener your heart always wanted. And don't be angry with those who don't get you. They're also lost in their own world. They carry their own wounds. They are not your enemies. They are just unaware. The path you walk is quiet, and only a few hear it. But that's what makes it special. You are not broken because others can't see you. You are not strange because your thoughts don't match theirs. You're just seeing things they do not see yet. So honor that. Don't shrink yourself to fit in. Don't hide your light just because no one noticed it. Now breathe in and breathe out. Your journey is your own. No one has to walk it for you to feel whole. No one has to clap for you to keep going. Like the Buddha, let your peace be your strength. Let your silence be your power. Let your self-understanding be your home. You may be misunderstood today, but one day, even if no one else gets you, you will fully understand yourself. And in that moment, you will no longer need anything else. You will smile, not because others see you, but because you see yourself. That is the true freedom. Walk on, quietly. calmly, kindly. Even if no one understands you, the Dhamma does. The trees do. Your breath does. And now you do too. You don't need friends to be at peace. Sit down, my child. Sit quietly. Let's talk one last time. You come far. You've walked with silence. You've made friends with solitude. You've listened to your own breath. You've heard your own heart beating in the quiet corners of the day. You've followed this whole path with me. And now, you are ready to hear this simple truth. You don't need friends to be at peace. Yes, it's nice to have people around. It's warm. It's comforting. Someone to talk to, laugh with, share a meal, send a message, or walk in the park. But is it peace? Or is it just company? Let me tell you a story. A very short one. One day, a man came to the Buddha and said, "I have no friends. I feel worthless." The Buddha looked at him and said, "Sit, breathe, and listen." The man sat down. He waited. There was silence. After a long while, the Buddha said, "You have just met the first friend you need, your breath." That's it. That's the story. Simple, isn't it? But very deep. You see, peace is not something others bring to you. If peace came from other people, then whenever they left, peace would leave too. And that's not real peace. Real peace is the kind that stays, even when everyone else is gone. Real peace is like the sky. It's always there, even if clouds come and go. You say, "But Master, I feel lonely." I say, good. That means you are aware. And when you are aware, you are awake. And when you are awake, you can grow. Loneliness is not your enemy. It is your mirror. It shows you what you cling to. It shows you what you fear. It shows you what you expect from the world. And Buddhism teaches, when you drop your expectations, suffering ends. When the Buddha sat alone under the Bodhi tree, he had no friends, no followers, no one cheering him on. Just him, his breath, and the truth. And in that silence, he found freedom. He saw that friends come and go. People love you one day and forget you the next. That's the way of the world. Even your closest ones will leave you one day, by change, by distance, or by death. But your mind, your awareness, your heart, that stays. That grows. That watches everything come and go. And that's where your peace must live. You're not empty because you have no friends. You're not broken. You're not unlucky. You are not forgotten. You are simply walking a quieter path, a path that few choose but many need. This world teaches you to chase friendship, follow trends, collect followers, and count likes. But Buddhism teaches the opposite. It teaches you to look within, to become your own friend, to sit under your own tree, to find your own stillness. Now ask yourself, who do you really need? Someone to text you good morning? Or a mind that wakes up joyful each day? Someone to walk with you in the evening? Or a heart that feels peaceful even in silence? Someone to listen to your problems? Or a spirit that holds itself gently, with patience and love? You don't need friends to feel worthy. You were worthy the moment you were born. You don't need a circle of people to feel strong. The strongest trees stand alone. And you don't need noise around you to feel alive. Your breath is enough proof that life flows through you. So what now? Now, you begin to walk with lightness. You stop waiting for a message. You stop hoping for company. You stop worrying about being left out. Instead, you become the friend you never had. You wake up, stretch your arms, and say, "I am enough." You go for a walk and say, "The trees are my friends. The wind knows me." You sit down in the evening, close your eyes, and feel the breath move in and out. And you whisper, "This is peace." You stop needing and start being. And if, one day, a friend comes along, let them join your calm. Let them sit next to your peace. But don't chase. Don't cling. Don't beg for love. Let friendship be like the breeze, soft, gentle, and free. Let go of the pain of the past. Forgive the ones who forgot you. Release the wish to be seen. See yourself. That's all you need. You're not behind. You're not missing anything. You are exactly where you need to be. On the path of truth, the path of peace, the path of stillness. So breathe. Smile. Be kind to yourself. And whenever you forget this, come back to the silence. That's where I'll be waiting. Thank you for walking with me through this series. If you found peace here, please support us. Like this video. Comment your reflections. Share this with someone who needs it. And most importantly, subscribe to our channel, Wisdom Woven. Remember, there's so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% of people subscribe. Don't just pass by. Stay with us. Be part of this peaceful journey. It's free, it helps us grow, and it brings more light to others like you. Until next time, may your steps be quiet and your heart full. Peace. You are never truly alone. Come closer, my dear one. Sit with me just once more. Let this be the final cup of tea we share on this quiet path. There's one last truth I must tell you. One final truth that even silence doesn't always whisper. You are never truly alone. Not ever. I know you felt it. Those days when not a single soul checks on you. The empty inbox. The phone that doesn't ring. The long walks where everyone seems busy in their own world and no one sees you. And in those moments you've whispered, I'm all alone. But let me ask you gently, were you really? Didn't your breath stay with you in every step? Didn't the wind brush against your skin as if it recognized your presence? Didn't your heart continue to beat, loyal and strong, even when no one else stood beside you? The world can forget you, but your breath does not. The sky may not call your name, but it never leaves you. The trees may not speak, but they watch you kindly. And your soul, oh, your soul, it has always been quietly holding you. Buddhism teaches something powerful, something that very few people pause to see. It teaches that we are never truly alone because life itself is with us. The Dhamma is not just scriptures or teachings written down. It is the way things are. It is the rising of the sun, the falling of the rain, the stillness of a mountain, the sound of your own breath. It is always around you. It holds you gently every moment. So, when you say, I have no one, what you really mean is, I cannot see who walks with me. Let me help you see. When you walk in your room and feel that emptiness, stop. Breathe. Look again. There is light from the window. There is space for your thoughts. There is stillness to rest your heart. And there is you, present, breathing, watching. You are the witness of your own life. And that witness is never alone. Think of the Buddha. After his awakening, he sat alone under the Bodhi tree for days. Not because he was lonely, but because he was full of the truth, full of stillness, full of knowing that being alone and being connected are not opposites. Sometimes people surround you, and yet you feel unseen. Other times you are alone and feel completely whole. This is the miracle of spiritual life. When you stop needing people to fill the space becomes peaceful. And let me tell you something deeper. Every time you sit in silence, someone else in this world is doing the same. Every time you feel pain and confusion, someone else is holding that same feeling in their chest. Every time you smile to yourself in the mirror, there's someone else, maybe far away, doing the same thing, quietly rediscovering joy. We are all connected, not by words, not by names, not by groups or messages, but by experience. We suffer, we hope, we cry, we laugh. And in that, we are never truly separate. The Buddha called this interbeing. It means everything is connected. You breathe out, and the trees breathe in. You cry, and the earth holds your tears in its rivers. You fall, and life catches you gently in lessons. You rise, and your courage lights a small path for someone else. So don't say, I have no one. Say instead, I am part of everything. You are not a small dot in the universe. You are the universe noticing itself in a quiet room. And now, my dear, let us speak one last time about the most beautiful kind of friendship, the one you have with the present moment. When you sit, and you truly sit, not distracted, not wishing for something else, but just being here, you feel it, don't you? That peace, that stillness, that quiet strength, that's your real friend. It doesn't need a phone call. It doesn't judge you. It doesn't leave when you make mistakes. It just stays, because it is you. You're your own best friend. And when you realize that deeply, not just in your mind, but in your heart, then you are free. You don't need anyone else to tell you that you are worthy. You don't need to belong to someone to feel whole. You don't need to be liked, followed, praised, or remembered. You just need to be awake. Awake to this breath, this body, this life. And from that awakening, you will find something greater than friendship. You will find peace. So walk gently now. If people come into your life, greet them with kindness. But if they leave, bow and let them go. Stay steady. Stay soft. Stay free. You were never truly alone. You had yourself. You had life. And you had truth. That is more than enough. Thank you deeply for staying with me on this journey. If this final part has brought something good into your heart, even a little, please support what we do. Like this video. Leave a comment to mark your presence. Share this message with someone who might be quietly struggling too. And most importantly, subscribe to our channel, Wisdom Woven. So many people come and listen, but only 0.2% subscribe. If you felt calm here, don't just leave. Stay. Grow with us. Be part of something simple and true. Until we meet again, sit quietly, walk kindly, speak gently, and always breathe. Peace to you now and always.